Are you navigating the complexities of engineering leadership and feeling stuck in your career? What if the secret to unlocking new opportunities is in mastering the art of strategic networking? My name is Ryan Stoltzfus. I'm the founder of the Job Hackers Network, and I help US-based engineering leaders in the technology industry to stand out by networking directly with hiring leaders. If you haven't already done so, hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so that you never miss the advanced career strategies that I share here every other week. By the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly how to leverage networking strategies tailored specifically for engineering leaders like yourself. Let me share a quick example of one of my clients who was functioning as a director at her company, but they kept her at the senior manager level and would not promote her. Time after time, she watched political moves where higher-ups would promote from within their inner circle. There was a clique. There was something that she wasn't a part of. But by implementing the Job Hackers method, she found a new opportunity that skip-leveled her from senior manager to senior director. Her base salary increased 33%, and with the annual bonus and the stock equity, she more than doubled her total compensation. But what really exceeded her wildest expectations, it wasn't just the money. She realized how undervalued she was in her previous role, not only in compensation, but in how she was treated. When she started networking with hiring managers at different companies outside, she discovered organizational cultures that were much better fits, aligned with her personal and her professional values, with cutting-edge technologies and with different approaches in executing that work. This is what strategic networking unlocks for you. So let's get into the meat of this. I'm going to walk you through 5 critical strategies to mastering networking as an engineering leader. And I want you to understand something right from the start. There is a mindset shift that must take place. Networking is not about asking for a job. Networking is not working the room. It's not collecting business cards. Networking is building relationships based on shared value and how your work impacts others. And this should happen consistently long before you need a job. At higher leadership levels, people want to connect with other forward-thinking leaders. They want to have great conversations. That means that the most successful networking starts when you lead with insight, not with a request. Here's a mental model that changes how you approach networking. Don't network to get, network to give. Be the person who shares an article, makes an introduction, or comments with value before you've ever really asked for something, before you need something. This long-term approach, it builds trust, it builds credibility. It's not about checking a box, it's about building career equity, something you can cash in later. And career equity, it's what gets you into those rooms that you never knew existed before this. You have to have an invitation into those rooms. So, okay, let's move on to more of the actionable networking side, actionable networking strategies to propel your career advancement forward. First, it's essential to articulate your unique strengths, what sets you apart from other engineering leaders. I'm not talking about generic stuff, things like I'm a great communicator or I'm a team player. I'm talking about the actual measurable business impact put into words. Think about your achievements and the differences that you've made in your previous roles. Ask yourself, did you scale a team? Did you reduce incident response time? Did you lead a migration that saved money or improved performance? The closer you can get to revenue, to money, the better, okay, in regards to your stories. Did you build systems that are still running today? This clarity will empower you to communicate your value effectively. And when you're networking, you're not just saying, I'm looking for a job. You're saying, here's the value I've created, and here's the problem I can solve for you. One of my clients came to me after being laid off from Amazon. He had 15 years of experience leading engineering teams, but he didn't know how to articulate his value. Through the program, he identified his core strengths. Those were around building high-performing teams in chaos during rapid growth, reorganizations, and during market shifts, right? Turmoil. That became his value proposition. Within 3 months, he landed a role at a private company with a long-running corporate pension plan, a 401k match, and better work-life balance. So this base went up by 25%, but when you factored in his pension and his benefits, it was closer to a 50 to 60% raise. And he got there through networking with a strong value proposition, with identity. Your value proposition, it is your foundation. Now, I know that articulating your value can feel challenging, daunting, especially when you're so close to your own work. That's why I've created a free value proposition template that will guide you step by step. This is the same framework that my clients use to articulate their unique value in a way that gets hiring managers to listen. So click the link in the description below to grab your copy. Next, let's talk about building your digital brand. A strong online presence, particularly on LinkedIn, can make a significant difference in your career trajectory. Your LinkedIn profile should reflect your skills, your experience, and your achievements. Think of it as a digital fingerprint with the capacity to attract opportunities. But here's where most people get it wrong. They treat LinkedIn like a static document. They update it when they're job searching and when they need something, right? And then they forget about it. That's not how to build your brand. A strong digital brand is active, it's engaging, it has life, it's consistent. So here's what that looks like. Comment thoughtfully on posts in LinkedIn from people in your industry. Share articles and tag someone that it reminds you of. Post your own insights now and again about trends in engineering, leadership, or technology. You don't have to do it all the time. Send a quick thinking of you note to a former colleague at least once a week. This consistency builds a powerful digital brand and trust long before you ever ask for a referral or an introduction. Let me be clear here. This isn't about becoming an influencer. This is about being visible to the people who matter in your career, decision makers, industry peers, future advocates. And it also helps you show up in the LinkedIn recruiter search algorithm so that recruiters more actively reach out to you. According to LinkedIn, casual conversations on the platform lead to new opportunities for 35% of users. That's more than 1 in 3. And 85% of job vacancies are filled through networking. You can't afford to be silent online. Now let's talk about your existing network. And you may be thinking, Ryan, I don't have a strong network. Well, I'm going to challenge you on that. I disagree with most people who say that they have a weak network. You have more connections than you realize. You're just not leveraging them and equipping them strategically. So how do you do that? Reach out to former colleagues and industry peers. Think about who has been impactful to your career advancement in the past. Are there people that you've worked with who have moved on to bigger and better things? Are there people from the past who have a vested interest in you and are also well connected themselves? These might be influential family members, they might be influential classmates, previous leaders, or supervisors. But ask yourself, who do I know that would be willing to put their name and their reputation on the line for me? That last question is critical because those are your advocates. They're people who are opening up doors. They're in rooms that you're not in. But don't only reach out when you need something. Reach out to give value first and lead with relevance. Don't send a generic, hey, hope you're doing well, right? Not that type of message. Get back to the work. Connect back to the work that you've done with them specifically. Connect back to former communications and topics that you have mutual connection to. When my clients have really wanted to move the needle very, very fast in their job search efforts, connecting with and equipping their current network has always been the fastest route to a successful job search. That's the power of leveraging your existing network strategically. If you want a comprehensive roadmap to take your career to the next level, then I've created a free training for you. It's the same framework that I use with my clients to help them accelerate their career progression by mastering personal branding, visibility, and the art of getting to the table. Watch this video next.
Are you ready to start or optimize your job search process? Do you feel stuck and need help connecting the dots? Join this free web class where you'll learn the step-by-step formula to control your career progression. We've helped hundreds of experienced engineering and operations leaders just like you to build their brand and grow their impact. Register for this exclusive training today to step into the driver's seat of your career.
So let's talk about expanding your network beyond people that you already know. Participating in workshops, conferences, or networking events, it can be a game changer if the right people are there, if it's the right topic. These platforms provide opportunities to meet leaders in your field and discuss real-time challenges and active solutions. But again, don't show up to collect business cards. Show up to give, to add value. At the director level, you want to think across 3 categories: industry peers, people in similar roles at other companies, decision makers, VPs, CTOs, GMs in your space, and potential future advocates. Those adjacent to hiring decisions, like product leads, HR business partners, or even staff engineers if they have enough influence. Think across and up, across and up. Use LinkedIn filters, use alumni tools, use Slack communities to expand your network really with intention. Finally, let's talk about the strategy most people skip, and that's the follow-up after a networking conversation. You've got to follow up then, right? Meaningfully. A simple thank you note or a message about a shared interest, it can keep the conversation going and it can strengthen your connection in somebody's mind. But here's the key. You got to make it meaningful. You got to make it count. Don't just say thanks for your time. Reference something specific from your conversation. Sarah, thanks for taking the time to chat yesterday. Your insight about cross-functional alignment, it really resonated with me, especially the framework that you mentioned around stakeholder buy-in. I'd love to continue the conversation if you're open to it. So that's an example of a follow-up that keeps the door open. It means something, right? So here's something that most people don't realize. When you've built the relationships, when you've added value, when you've followed up consistently, it becomes easy for someone to think about you, right? And then in the right rooms, they say, you know what? I know someone who would be a perfect fit for this role. Let me make an introduction. That's how jobs are created behind the scenes with you being the only one in mind. That's how you get roles that are never posted online. That's how you skip the 300 or even the 3,000 applicants that are fighting over the same job. If you want control and power in your job search, this is the ultimate control and power. The 5 strategies that we've covered today are the foundation of strategic networking for engineering leaders. And when you execute them consistently, you will see your career take off. But here's the truth. Knowing what to do and actually doing it are 2 different things. If you're ready to take charge of your career and you want in-depth strategies, if you want the process, if you want the coaching, the community to actually implement what I've shared with you today, then I want to connect you with our team directly. Click the link below to book a free strategy call with my team. Together, you'll explore how the Job Hackers method can help you to articulate your value, to execute your networking strategy, and land your next role. I've worked with over 300 tech leaders, and I've seen the transformation that happens when you have the right framework, the right coaching, and the right community. If you found this valuable, then hit that like button and subscribe. I publish a new video every other week with career strategies for engineering leaders. And if you're serious about advancing your engineering leadership career, then check out one of these videos next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Have a great day.